32-year-old Lourin Hubbard officially entered the race on June 1st and works as an operations manager at California Department of Water Resources in Fresno. KSEE-24's Adrian Thomas spoke to Hubbard in his first TV interview since entering the race. Adrian?
Shauna, the candidate list continues to grow in the race for California's 22nd congressional district. Lourin Hubbard joins fellow Democrats Eric Garcia and Phil Arbayo in trying to unseat incumbent Devin Nunes. Hubbard tells me his humble beginnings combined with his experience in public service are the ideal qualities to represent the residents of the 22nd district. While California's congressional open primary is just shy of a year away, incumbent Republican Devin Nunes now has 3 Democrats wanting his seat. The latest candidate is 32-year-old Lourin Hubbard, a Bakersfield native and longtime Fresno resident. He says his experience working with the Fresno County Department of Social Services and now California Department of Water Resources has equipped him to take on issues important to the Central Valley in Washington.
When it comes to our unhoused community, when it comes to water and our agriculture, these are all issues that I think we've had a representative that's had 20 years that hasn't solved them.
Hubbard is an outspoken progressive, but says his platform is all about collectively investing in people and providing equal opportunity. He says this could transcend political partisanship and set him apart from the other Democrats in the race.
We actually have a platform, and that we are actually giving people a reason to vote, and not just running to be not Devin Nunes.
If elected, Hubbard would be the first African-American to represent the 22nd congressional district. He was raised by a single mother and says his family struggled growing up, and the programs he relied on for help as a youth have inspired him to pursue public service today.
It helps when you have an elected official who knows exactly the struggle that you're dealing with, the hardships that you're dealing with.
Some of Hubbard's policy stances include eliminating student debt, abolishing ICE, and placing a moratorium on deporting undocumented immigrants who are nonviolent criminals. He also wants to see Congress address election integrity issues.
I hope we're out of the pandemic and that our economy picks up, but I'm really more concerned about our election integrity, and that people, when they go into a voting booth and they check that name on that box, that they feel secure that that vote is being counted.
Now, Hubbard will be holding a campaign launch event later this month, and in 2022, California's congressional districts will be redrawn to reflect U.S. Census data, so it will be interesting to see what political implications that might have. Shauna?
So, Adrian, of course, we have Devin Nunes currently in that seat, and now 3 Democrats going up against him. So what sets these different candidates apart?
So first, Phil Arbayo was the previous challenger against Devin Nunes in 2020. So he's coming in with that momentum. He announced his campaign back in January. Now in February of this year, Eric Garcia announced his campaign, and he is a disabled Marine veteran, and he is pretty young too. He is in his early 30s. So that he might have an edge there coming in with military experience. And then you have Lourin Hubbard, who just announced this last week, who is an outspoken progressive and has extensive public service experience. So all 3 men have a wide array of experience. It's just going to come down to how they get their message across to voters in the 22nd congressional district. Shauna?
All right, I'll definitely